Hey, congratulations! You got your real estate license in 2023. My job is to give you a quick video on how to be successful in today's market. Stay tuned for those tips. However, before we begin, feel free to subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and feel free at the end of the video we'll talk about our Calendly link where you can reach out to me. We also can provide you any kind of value of any systems or training that we have. If you just want to post a comment, we're happy to share that with you. So what's the number one thing that we've got to do to be successful? Right off the bat, you've got to build a network. One of the most important things you can do as a new real estate agent is to build that network of contacts. You will hear that called a sphere of influence, your database. Insert whatever terminology you want, but you've got to have at least 2 points of contact for each person you know, either a phone number or an email or an address, You need something because you just to have the name doesn't mean you can communicate with them. If you have a name with a bad phone number, you don't have a way to communicate with them without an email and an address. So ideally, if you can get them all, that would be great. There's certainly sources out there, software like white pages, other things like that where you can go out and try to find that information. Perhaps there's other products like Forewarn, some things like that where you can absolutely go grab that information. So it's just most agents don't take the time to do it. They're too busy wanting to go sell a house instead of building a solid foundation. You've got to find people that are not clients. You got to find people that are perhaps other agents that can send you referral business, perhaps what we call affiliated business partners. So your lenders, your roofers, your house cleaners, your dog sitters. Like there's a lot of people you can put into this network that you can have contacts with because they are going to know somebody somewhere, somehow at some juncture that's going to have somebody that needs to buy or sell. So you need to work all of those relationships. The number two is to develop a comprehensive marketing plan. So marketing is key to success. We talked about that on one of our other videos. And as a new agent, you got to establish a strong brand, right? You got to prospect first. I will still go back to that. If you're not prospecting, you're not actively hunting for potential clients. However, you also need to do a marketing piece where people are branding. So you've got to have an online presence. That's got to be through social media, in my opinion. Yeah, you can pay for websites. You can pay for all these different things. Most companies are going to give you a branded website. Reality of it is most people are not necessarily just stumbling across your page on 1 billion pages on the internet. You're just one of 1 billion. Probably don't have the SEO built up, things like that. So social media is your quickest way to reach people. I think also goes back to number one, building a strong network. You should be adding these people to your social media. So that way their eyes are watching what you're doing online and you're not actually having to execute a one-to-one. In addition, you don't have to execute a one-to-one type communication for marketing. The number three thing, stay up to date on industry trends. The real estate industry is always evolving. We got lawsuits going on right now with this video. Plaintiffs against NAR, against some of the big brokerages. We got market shifting because we're at 7% interest rates. People aren't wanting to sell their houses at 3 and 4% to go to a 7%. So it's a moving target, constantly moving. Internet leads may or may not be working as effectively as before. Open houses may or may not, right? You're always got to be looking into what's working and what's not working. So social media profiles is just a really easy way to do that. I don't even talk about running Facebook ads to start, anything like that. It's truly keep it inexpensive and try to find out how you can do the simplest marketing to reach the most amount of people without spending a fortune. Social media is really where I like to play that at. Number three thing we want to do is stay up to date with the industry trends. Obviously, we talked a little bit about that on the previous one. What we've got to look at is what's working, what's not working, and kind of go from there. Number four, be patient and persistent. Real estate's a challenging industry. I think too many people, when I have a sit down with somebody and they're getting into real estate, I'm like, you really need to have, especially in today's market, you need at least 6 months of reserves. So if your family household requires you to make $3,000 a month, then you really need to have about $18,000 in the bank account. It may take you 6 months to get a deal. And I'm very honest and real with people. You can join a team, but a team's not going to float you money in most cases. They're going to want you to earn in because too many times we've tried to help agents and then they bail out and then you're left with paying for their education basically to learn that this wasn't the business for them. So for us, it's about just teaching you the fundamentals. And just like anything else, you want to be a good golfer, you don't master that in a couple of weeks, right? It takes time and practice and consistency over time. It's no different in real estate. You're trying to learn contracts, contracts. You're trying to learn the scripts and what to say to people. You're trying to learn how to use MLS and CRMs and the whole 9 yards. There's a lot of learning in there, and that's just the way it is. So you've got to be patient and persistent. Continue to focus on relationships. That's really what this business is about. They don't want to be sold anything. They want to have a relationship with you. They want to know that you're friendly. They want to know that you're a professional. They're looking at your social media and you're running down Vegas, topless, and that's what's on your video, right? You're not going to look very professional. So it's about putting a brand out there that people see that that's somebody I want to do business with. So that kind of ties that back to marketing and things, but really you're looking for persistency and consistency. Most people don't have the consistency part. They try something for like 30 days. They're like, nope, that doesn't work. Let's try the next one. Guess what? They just started that process over again, and they just started their timeline over again. Find the people that know what works and follow and mentor and model exactly what they do, and you'll be assured to have success at some point. Some people can pop a deal in a couple months. Other people, it takes 7 or 8, 9 months, right? That's just a flat reality of how this business works. It'll chew you up and eat you up if you're not consistent. The fifth thing we want to talk about is invest in ongoing education and training. So another video we did a little bit about that, but that really talks a lot about becoming the local market expert, right? You really have to do that over time. You should know the stats of your local area, so when somebody calls you, you can be like, oh yeah, most 3-bedroom, 2 baths in here are selling for this price point. Oh man, this might be a great neighborhood for you based on what you're saying, coming out of state, you don't know the area. Like, you really need to become like they said, the local market expert. So that requires you to study. You don't just type in a website usually to get that data. You need to be studying that and knowing that, having that knowledge, so you can spit it off your tongue just like that, and it just makes you look that much more professional. So starting a career in real estate can be really challenging, as we talked about, but with the right mindset, skills, and resources, you can succeed as a new agent completely in 2023. I think it's actually one of the best times, because for the first time in probably, I think it's been like 12 years, maybe more, 15 years, we saw 60,000 agents drop out of this business. Now, granted, that's on like 1.6 million people that are a National Association of Realtors, but still, 60 grand to drop out of the business. I think the stat I saw is like 1 every 4 minutes. Real estate agents are bailing out. That's okay, because what's really happening here is it's level setting, right? You can only have so many real estate agents before it dilutes the pool of talent, if you will. So that's okay. The ones that are a little bit soft, the ones that are not very strongly trained, as we talked about above, they're going to be the ones out, which creates opportunities for the new agents coming in. It's super exciting to me because now I'm not competing against 60,000 more agents. I'm competing against 60,000 less agents, if you will. So we need this market to do what it's doing, if I'm honest, as real estate agents. While it's not easy, it definitely level sets the playing field a little bit, and we'll be victorious coming on the way out. And if you're a new agent coming in, then you're sitting in a good position. It's just going to be a little bit harder. You're not going to know any different. Agents of the last 5 years are going to be like, this is so hard, right? Well, it is harder than it was 5 years ago, but I think 5 years ago it was too easy. That's why we saw a growth in all of the real estate professions and how many people were joining. So this is a good opportunity for you. So anyways, thanks for listening to this video, and feel free, hit our Calendly link, subscribe to our channel, and we'll be in touch on the next video.